Fireman, yeah, fireman. Fireman.
Us with English and French, the truth, the free erased. Modernization seems so strange. Mother Nature's been trying to do it trash. They want to disperse the lossy highways, so no way, there's still no chance. Come on and take a ride with me, with my golden chariot. It will take us to Mount Sinai. That's where we're meant to be. Take a ride with me. Till the end of time, yes, you can give your Babylon code, and I will keep my golden crown. Yes, we are the mighty Gideon soldiers. Yes, we bore Babylon till the end of time. Yes, you can give your Babylon code, and I will keep my golden crown. Come on and take a ride with me, with my golden chariot. It's gonna take us to Mount Sinai. That's where I'm at to be. To be. Come on and take a ride with me. Hey, it's gonna take us to Mount Sinai. That's where I'm at to be. Come on and take a ride with me. It's gonna take us to Mount Sinai. That's where I'm at to be.
Fire blaze non-stop. Remember, wherever at kwelixesha ngoku ngawo lo mzuzu uba uyangena endlini hlala phansi ke. It is Umlilo Fire Talks 263. Definitely it is your channel enqinisekisa ikuyo ke DSTV yakho. Sichilo sathi ngu-Umlilo Fire Talks with LN to the G. Definitely it's liberation to the natural gifted. Definitely now ndifuna ukuthi ndamkele wena umuntu useJohannesburg nawe ke mhlambi zangaphakathi ePort Elizabeth bahleli ngokuba kunye nathi. Yawe ndiyayazi into okubana ke wonke umuntu usefuna ukwazi into obana how did definitely it was Empress Pro. If you don't know, definitely you have seen the video already. It tells you what a guan at this particular time of an hour as we are riding. Let's take a ride with the Empress. If you don't know what guan, come. Easy. Yes, I. Righteously. Empress, maximum greetings, Mama.
Rastafari.
Irenes, Mama.
Yes, I.
True.
Yes, my lord.
All right. Firstly, Mama, I know for a fact right now the world as them watching at this time of an hour want to know who is, I would say, Empress, a pro. Already Johannesburg, they are saying, what a guan, they're fun. Yes, I. But the massive that might not know what guan this time of an hour, telling the world, when you talk about Empress Pro, who are we talking about?
You're talking about Ukunegile Dlamini,
again,
Empress Pro, a Rasta woman, of course, a musician. I'm a musician. I'm a mother. Also have an organization called Empress Pro Foundation,
See?
Yes, and I am here promoting my music.
True.
Now I'm here in Cape Town, so I've been touring South Africa so far.
See, it's Umlilo Fire Talks. You're so much blessed, and definitely this time of an hour, it is Empress Pro. She's inside. Now, no need, no more to doubt what I want, righteously. Mama, already people have seen actually the video. You have done a beautiful video. Take a ride, you know, and I hear again the lyrics talking about the golden chariot. Let's take a ride, you know. Firstly, uma ngabe sibuza ukuthi yindoni ekususile firstly just to write on such kind of lyrics before we start into ukubana uqale nini ukubhala into ezinjalo, but what made you ukuthi come up with this one?
Okay, take a ride. Basically, it's me trying to make people who don't understand or understand Rastas basically to come and take a ride with me on my spiritual chariot. True. And truly, we all belong to Mount Zion. Exactly. So I know through the knowledge of His Majesty, you will basically be in Zion, spiritually. So yeah, it's about that basically. I want you to follow me, on this journey of my life as a Rasta woman, via my music journey as well, to basically understand what's going on with us, and I explain it in my music.
Right. I know that there's going to be more that we're going to reason, especially now at this time of year, because I need to get more, basically, where this ride started, where did this journey start, if you know. Right now, as you are sitting tight there, don't touch your dial. Make sure that we are moving forward with I at this time of an hour. It is Umlilo Fire Talks with definitely Empress Pro at this particular time of an hour. LN to the G, riding definitely with the sister in this time of an hour. Make sure ukunye nathi. Boom! You don't know.
Fireman, fireman. Fireman, fireman.
Welcome forward once again. It's Umlilo Fire Talks, LN to the G, righteously still riding with Empress Pro inside the house. If you don't know, it's Umlilo Fire Talks. And Empress Pro already, as we have been going towards the break, many people wanted actually for me to start actually taking this ride or this journey with you. But before we start taking the journey, the video itself, ngubani osebenze naye kule video, and ingaba mhlawumbi like video as you have I've seen ukuthi usebenze nabantwana base Boston, I'll say college, but okona like kule video basically umuntu oye wasebenza naye eyintoni ebiyena ibangela ukuthi how did you link up with that person?
Well, concerning the video, the Boston College students were researching, and then they were also doing their school projects.
Research.
Yes, and then they discovered Empress Pro online. Respect. And then they called me and they said, Empress, we want to shoot a video for you if you have anything out already. And luckily, my album was out, Journey in My Visions, at that time. And then I chose Take a Ride, and I decided that no, the world just needs to see this, and then I worked with Boston College to produce the entire video.
Now I know already when it comes to the album Journey in the Visions, but I want us to start. Let's start now from the beginning. How did Empress, I would say, how did you see yourself as in when was born now me, I am this recording artist? Okay, how did that bug start actually to link up with you?
All right, my lord. It started, well, I discovered it when I was 5 years old, that, I love music, I love singing. Yes, parents should really look into it. Yeah, I started when I was 5, by just dancing and singing. And at the age of 10, I was in a group called the Patlio Girls. We sang with Mistress. I don't know if they remember those songs, but it was Mistress, you are Tina. Spuza manza above, those ancient songs years ago. I was one of the girls in that group. And then as I continued, I grew older. I was in church choirs most of the time. Plenty of church choirs. Most of the time, if I would go to church, it would be because they have a choir. Right. I just wanted to follow wherever music is. That's where
check out that young girl that always ran around the choirs. She's got a talent.
I knew that I needed to sharpen my skill in some form. And then after I finished with high school, I went to FUBA, FUBA School of Arts.
Would you remember maybe which year was that?
That was in 2001.
Wow.
Yeah, in 2001, I studied drama, theater. I'm a theater practitioner, my other skill. And then I also did the musical theater. So it kind of, I continued, I guess, it kind of groomed more.
So the journey has been there.
Has been there, and it kept on going. And then after I graduated from college, the first band I worked with, it's Kwane Experience.
Kwane Experience.
Kwane Experience.
La Japanese self Kwane.
Yes. It was my first band that I worked with. And then from there, it was Intombiz's Manje Manje.
Right.
I decided to just check out the Mpakanga world, and I was the young Ntombiz's Manje Manje, the lead singer of Ntombiz's Manje Manje. And the journey kept on, you know, I kept on working with different bands.
Yeah, umuntu ngokuzofuna ukwazi ukuthi kuzofika nini ukuthi uhlale phansi uthi manje from all these kind of experiences ukuthi let me now sit down ndibhale phansi. Unoba kufike nini, when did it come ukuthi manje ndizobhala as Empress Pro?
As Empress Pro, it's basically, you know, when you are young, you are always influenced by different types of people in this world.
So wethu siyakwazi nathi ukukhuluma, right?
Different types of people.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when Rastafari, you know, decided to manifest in my world, and he decided to sit me down, and he showed me whatever that he wanted to show me, so that I understand, I understand why he chose me to be in this path.
See?
And, you know, reggae music, basically what I saw, you know, in general in Africa, you know, I decided that I'm going to jot it down, and then I'm going to sing it and share it with the world.
Exactly, you're coming to another level. Hence, it is Umlilo Fire Talks. As you say, generally what you have seen in Africa.
Yes.
Some of the things that you might have seen specifically that made you and felt, good, let me write on this.
Let me write. It always goes back to religion. You know, it's always religion. And what, you know, has happened so far since I've been on this earth, what I have observed my generation growing up, I've noticed that there's a lot of drug problems that are related, and sometimes they link it to marijuana. True. And sometimes we want people to understand what is marijuana, what is a drug. See? And we want also to explain to the world why we are Rasta and the reason we are Rasta.
Hence, there's also the so-called Dacha couples cases right now. Exactly. You understand, Marcy?
Yes, so, you know, that is why we write, you know, now, to make sense, I guess.
Now, your take on this one, especially as now already we have been seeing the cases of what is basically the message that you want people to understand when it comes to marijuana?
To marijuana, I used to be asthmatic, my brother, when I was a child.
Yes, sir. And
I give thanks that a certain Rasta man showed me chalice, because chalice has saved my life. I no longer have asthma, I jog, I do so much more now. Things that I didn't know that I was able to do, even just overstanding me spiritually, just knowing thyself. It's you know, through that meditation of using the ganja, you know, the herbs.
So for you,
it helped a lot.
Yeah, for you, Empress Pro, like when you saw actually what you call it, the parliamentarian inside the parliament, when he was actually, I think it was the IFP member who was actually emphasizing that, look, it was in 2014, I think, he was emphasizing, look, can you please legalize marijuana for the sake of the, you know, for the healing?
Yeah, to heal the nation.
But what has happened is that ever since, I think 3 years back, the courts have started to actually say, look, let us now start looking at marijuana basically on another level instead of actually the way the constitution have been looking at it. But still, I think Mzansi is still waiting to hear what the parliamentarians could say.
Yes.
Now, on the level basically, my sister, let's talk now on the level basically that there's young people who are basically looking at Empress Pro, especially who are now looking at the musical side of you, basically. What would you say, especially when it comes to reggae music in Mzansi? There has been a 90% talk about, and still we have seen little that has come out when it comes to, I would say, acknowledgement of reggae music on that side. What would you say on this, especially now we are looking forward to the Africa Unite some?
Yeah, you know, reggae music it really plays a vital role, and it can change the world. It can change Africa in like a month. You can see a lot of difference. This 90%, if they can just add 80% of reggae music on the radio stations, It will, you know, that energy that we send when we sing, it will reach people because it does reach a lot of people. I've seen in other countries, like in Zimbabwe for one, you know, there's not much crime. And I think it's because of reggae music. They're always taught to be good either than to be bad. They're always taught to love either than to let's party all night.
I want to hold it there, Pan. While the people there, Pan, them don't know whether them go party or not. We know that with reggae music, you can go any which way. Remember, it's still a conscious music, and it's definitely a conscious lyrics that comes out of the music. At this time of an hour, it is still Umlilo Fire Talks. We're still with the Empress Pro. Kaboom! If you don't know, have no grudges. Remember. See?
Fireman, yeah, fireman. Fireman, fireman, yeah, fireman.
Nsoke kwakhona ndiyayazi ndoba uyangena ngokendlini uyafika kwakhona bangaba uyafika ngokuphansi waphoswa baxelela abanye wena mntu ke Cape Town, Port Elizabeth, Soweto, nawe ke ngiqinisekisa you are represented righteously now kuba Empress Pro is inside the house. Mama, already I think people bayazi ukuthi your journey when it comes to music. Kodwa ke I know for a fact there are other works that you are doing. There's a foundation that you are busy doing, for which as LNG I will call it groundation. So foundations I call them groundation. You better know that. Yeah? Yeah, ma, because we are on the ground as we deal with things.
Yes,
Mama,
true.
why the Empress Pro Foundation?
Before it used to be called Ubuntu Organization, and then I decided to change it to call it Empress Pro Foundation because I wanted people to recognize who is in charge, basically, of it.
Yeah, it cannot be only Nelson Mandela Foundation.
Exactly, you know, and basically Empress Pro Foundation, it's basically I want a center, a RAS center in Soweto, so that, you know, we can uplift the young generation, you know, we can instill some type of skills, you know, for them. And basically at Kliptown, I live near Kliptown. So at Kliptown, there's a lot of poverty going on there. So Empress Pro Foundation decided that, you know, every Thursday of every week, they will have a soup, you know, soup, food for them, and clothes as well. You know, while we are still hoping that, you know, we get sponsorships so that we can do more. So that's what we did. This year, we only managed to donate clothes for winter and blankets. In other previous years, it was soup and ital, basically, for the nation.
Can I ask this question? What made you to think in that kind of level? As an artist, in yourself, and knowing that, I'm not going to ask where do you take money from, but as an artist, knowing that it's actually a very much hard and a very much difficult situation we come from, what made you to come up with such kind of concept of helping the needy while you still need help?
Yes, it's kind of therapeutic for me, you know. When just that thank you means so much to me. And what I always observe in my community, you know, children walking barefoot, going to school, some not having food, lunch and stuff like that. So I decided that, you know, Rastas, you know, we should give back. And His Majesty and Empress Menenai, his teachings have always taught I and I to give back. The hungry must be fed.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I decided that with whatever that I have, because I was sponsored by Green Eye Energy from New York. Yes, so I decided that, you know, they were really just sponsoring my project. And I decided that I'm going to cut half of it, and half of it is going to go to the community.
Wow. That's just that kind of, you know, action, should I say, or the kind of words. What would you say to another artist who's out there, Pan, on the same level of overstanding? Just to rub off the same energy that you work in terms of helping the other people that tends to need the kind of help. What would be your message to the artist that tends to feel like, at this time, I want to give up?
Yes. Well, never give up. That's one thing for sure. You must never give up. And you must always, you know, the little that you have,
yes, ma'am,
help the one that does not have. You know, giving, you know, you will always, you know, benefit at the end of the day. You won't know, but spiritually your cup will overflow So, you know, to each and every artist that are struggling and trying to come up, just keep pushing, invest in your craft, go to school, study, look for a job, invest in your own craft. You know, that's how it goes.
I would say those words, I will take them to the son, the daughters that are inside Soweto, Cape Town, wherever you're at. Now when I'm doing Prinsekisa, usebhayi, ngakumbe mpuma koloni. Funa ukuthi ke kulokona kuyo wherever you're at, it's still Umlilo Fire Talks. Righteously now, we go unleash. Remember this. I'm going to unleash Empress Pro. Coming to you righteously from Umlilo Fire Talks, CTV 263. It's your channel up on your DSTV. Remember this one. It is Empress Pro coming to you, blazing fire out of Umlilo Fire Talks. Boom! Wherever you're at. Remember, large up on yourself. You are large.
Baby, don't write down, never lose your faith, never lose yourself. Love yourself enough to let it go. Never hold a grudge, never hold a grudge, never hold a grudge. Stand on your ground and put yourself first. For a change, don't dwell on negative things. My dear, respect yourself to make it a point that you spread positivity. Baby, don't write down, never lose your faith, never lose yourself. Love yourself enough to let it go. Never hold a grudge, never hold a grudge, never hold a grudge. Listen up, me not hold no grudge, promote no fight. All we got to do is to share. Let's love one another, care for each other. All we got to do is prepare. We keep on pushing and progressing like we'll never quite stop. Hustling this paper soon we take it to the top. And put that smile on your face and spread your wings and fly away. Never lose your faith, never lose yourself. Love yourself enough to let it go. Never hold a grudge, never hold a grudge, never hold a grudge. Baby, don't write down, never turn for a change. Don't dwell on negative things. My dear, respect yourself to make it a point that you spread positivity. Baby, you do right now. Never lose your faith, never lose yourself. Love yourself enough to let it go. Never hold a grudge, never hold a grudge, never hold a grudge. Baby, do right now. Never lose your faith, never lose yourself. Love yourself enough to let it go. Never hold a grudge, never hold a grudge, never hold a grudge. Blessed love.
Fireman, fireman, fireman.